Hey guys, welcome to the Sim Racing Paddock. I'm William Marsh, and this is iRacing. I am going to be running in the Cadillac CTS-VR Race car around Watkins Glen for 25 minutes. And this is technically going to be a multi-class race. That is because there is one Kia Optima touring car in this race. So I guess by extension that is multi-class, even though there's only one car there. But this will be an interesting race. It is going to be 25 minutes long, and this is the Watkins Glen Cup version. So this has the bus stop, but sadly the boot is missing. But this should be an interesting race. I have heard your requests. You've wanted more iRacing footage, so here's more iRacing. And this is my first non-streaming video with the pedal cam. Let me know in the comments if you like the pedal cam. And yeah, so I did take some inspiration from Jimmy Broadbent on it, but hey, brilliant ideas are from inspirations. So yeah, Jimmy, if you want to fight me, come at me, bro. But yeah, so this should be a fun race. I have almost no practice, but Watkins Glen tends to be a track I'm decent at. My only fear is I'm used to driving the boot configuration, so I might accidentally try to turn left down that boot. Hopefully we don't do that and we have a good race. So we are towards the back of the field because I had to set up my controls, so I missed qualifying. So I think we'll do okay. We just gotta be safe, be smart. Two things I might not be good at, but we will find out in 20 minutes where we end up. So this should be an exciting race. Let's get down to second. Get some power. Third might actually have been better, but yeah, we're green flag. We are racing. 13 did not get off to a start. Whoa, 15 decided to dive it in big time. Oh, there is some carnage. Come on, let's miss it. 3 wide. Okay, we're okay. Oh, that was some good driving right there. Good start. We're... No. Come on, man. I was right there. Seriously, man. Wow. I was there. He just swung on me. Oh, come on, it's tracking straight. Our car is okay. Hold on, we'll pit. We'll take the fast repair, because I think we get one fast repair in this car. Okay, so I'm just going to fast forward, and we will get to the pits. Okay, we're out of the pits now. That is good. We took our fast repair. I think we'll be okay. I think we're still in contention for a top 10 at least. But us being our third seed, that likely won't bode well for our iRating, but at least we can talk now. So one thing that's been on my mind lately is iRacing. So think about online sim racing. Odds are iRacing is the first title that came to your mind. Why is that? Why has iRacing sort of cracked the code for online sim racing? And I've just been sort of dwelling on that thought lately, and here are some of my thoughts on the matter. The first reason is iRacing has marketed itself exceptionally well. If you look at iRacing, they never market themselves as a game. They sometimes market themselves as a sim. However, the most common word you will hear iRacing used as is a service. iRacing is seen as an online racing service. And that comes with a different mentality. One analogy I like to use is think of it as buying a treadmill and working out with that versus going to a gym and paying for a membership. You can buy a treadmill, one-time flat fee, and use it. But you buy a gym membership, that devotes time, that devotes effort, that is a different mentality. But I know there's some logic falling apart in that argument, but I think you might get an idea on what I mean. So iRacing markets itself as a service, and it holds itself to the higher... Oh my god, dude, I'm right there. Sorry. So, iRacing holds itself to a higher standard that comes with the word of a service. So a game, it can be crap, definitely. But a service, the issue is you're marketing yourself as a monthly fee. If you have a crap service, people aren't going to pay that monthly fee. And iRacing, it holds itself up to that standard. Sure, I know they have server issues time to time. Hopefully, maybe, say an idea like moving to Amazon Web Services for their servers, maybe that could be a solution to their issues. But for now, I'm not focusing on that. But they hold themselves to a higher standard as a service. They have to host all their servers for their series. They do that all in-house. They have their race stewards evaluating incidents and issues like that. That isn't cheap, but that is the little things that make that and distinguish it from a game to a service. And I think that is one of the things that goes a long way. Also, in regards to marketing, they get all these drivers that team up, and the drivers will provide testimonials. You can see them sometimes in races, and that actually pays off. You will see that actually pay dividends. I've raced against Jeffrey Earnhardt. I've raced against Kyle Larson in C-Class trucks before, and that was fun. And I can say I have raced against Kyle Larson before. Granted, it was online, not in real life, but I can say I have raced against Kyle Larson. That's a cool thing to be able to say, and that's one of the beauties of iRacing. You never know who you're gonna find in a race. So that is a cool thing. Another thing I think iRacing does right is the sense of progression. One of the things I think modern sims struggle with the most is that sense of progression. That idea of going from the bottom and going and fighting your way to the top. If you look at R Factor or R Factor 2, Race Room Racing Experience, Automobilista, those titles really are pick a car, pick a track, and go. There's no progressing. You don't start at the bottom and fight your way up to the top. Assetto Corsa kind of has a career mode, but it's kind of cobbled together. Project Cars does have some sort of progression system, but I feel like there isn't much incentive to really take part in that career mode in Project Cars 2. So iRacing, I think they've done the sense of progression right with the license system and the iRating, safety rating. I think that is well done. So sure, there are things that can be done better, but feeling that reward when you actually progress to the next license, that is a great feeling. But yeah, you don't get anything like that in most other titles. Sim Racing System comes a little close with its rating system, but I'd say progressing up a license in Project Cars 2 online doesn't feel nearly as rewarding as the fanfare when iRacing told me, "Congratulations, you made it to Class A in Oval or Class A in Road." That was very rewarding. So that, I think, is something that's done really well. And that sort of segues into the third thing. iRacing has the cars and tracks to handle that service and progression. So if you think about it, one issue with a lot of sims is, sure, they might want to do that progression, but do they have all the cars and tracks for that? Do they have feeder series? Do they have a beginner series? rFactor 2 does. It has the Skip Barber, the US Formula 2000, Formula Renault, then the older F1 cars. It has that. But for GT cars, it doesn't really. Actually, no, it does, but not too well. For Oval, it only has the Cup car. It doesn't have Legends cars. It doesn't have Busch or Truck. But in iRacing, it has all of that available for actually progressing. You start off road racing in the Miata, then progress to Spec Racer 4, then the Skip Barber, and then you can pick if you want to go GT or open wheel in the roadside. So that is awesome. It has all of that available, and most of the things you want to race, except prototypes. Please bring that in. LMP1, please. But yeah, that is a great feeling because it has cars, and it has cars that make you want to progress. So let's say theoretically that rFactor 2 had a progression license-based system for racing online. Their Formula 1 car is the Marussia 2012 Formula 1 car. I don't know about you, but I'm not looking forward to just trying to grind hours and run races and races to get into a 2012 Marussia. Sure, iRacing isn't much better with the 2015 McLaren, but at the very least, that's a modern F1 car, and McLaren has that name. Marussia, not so much. Assetto Corsa could trump in terms of the progression with the cars. They have the Ferrari F1, but they don't have the middle series. So it's that balance. But iRacing, it does have the progression. It does have the cars. And most importantly, it has the tracks. So I know I've been vocal against Gran Turismo Sport. They have a progression system. They have the license-based system. However, they just simply don't have the tracks. I think they have less than 10 real-world circuits. That's just downright disappointing. I would have loved to see more real-world circuits in GT Sport, but I don't have any desire to drive those fictional tracks in Gran Turismo. It's as simple as that. But in iRacing, you have all the real-world tracks. And one of the things is, iRacing really markets itself as the oval racing title. And it does that well. It has all of the NASCAR Cup tracks. No other modern racing sim, say sim, has that available. NASCAR Heat 2 has all the tracks, but yeah, that's pretty far from sim. But look at rFactor 2. If you guys were in my live stream, I will provide an annotation up on top. But I did a live stream saying NASCAR or stock cars in rFactor 2 felt really good. However, they just simply don't have the tracks. And that's something where it struggles. I can't really tell a NASCAR fan, go to rFactor 2 and you'll get your NASCAR fix, when iRacing has more. Granted, it's more expensive, but at least you can get the NASCAR stuff. And then also, depending on their mentality, they could progress through the lower series. And that is a rewarding experience. When I progressed through the oval ranks, it was very rewarding. But if someone wants to get their quick oval racing pace, I could say rFactor 2 is a good way to go. But also just the quality of tracks, iRacing just has rFactor 2 beat. And yeah, So for NASCAR sim, iRacing is top because it just simply has all the content. Another reason I think iRacing has really gotten the online racing right, it has nailed the experience of racing. And what I mean by that is it has the racing rules. It has simply the best spotter in sim racing. It'll actually, like, sure, R Factor 2 has the spotter for oval racing, but it's like, inside! It kind of gets grating after a while. iRacing spotter is just simply better in my opinion, and it does a good job. So that it really does add to the atmosphere and this experience. And I'm off track again, whoops. So it really pays off well. But I think just this atmosphere, the racing, that mentality of you're not just playing a game, you're actually racing. I don't know how to fully explain it, but they just have it right. And I like it, and I enjoy it. And yeah, that's something I think iRacing really does right. The last thing, or maybe last thing, there might be another idea that pops in my head. I'm sort of winging it as I go along. The other thing I think it gets right is it is very strict. iRacing is stricter than any other racing title. You are limited to the cockpit camera when you are racing. You cannot have the suggested racing line when you're above rookie class. You don't have the automatic braking assist. You don't really have many assists you can really choose from. But it really does hold the drivers accountable and either forces you to learn to be a better driver, or it's going to spit you out, or you're just going to turn into a wrecker. Hopefully you won't turn into a wrecker. But yeah, it holds you accountable. I'm not a fan of the incident point system, but it really does hold drivers accountable. All drivers are using the same incident point system. You hit a wall hard, you get a 2x. Off the track, you get a 1x. Cause a big wreck, it's a 4x. I wish the system could be tweaked a little more, but it's a system we all have to abide by. It's a rule. And with that, you have to follow it. And I'm okay with that, at least. But in terms of that and the system, it's well refined, it's well polished. And oh, another thought pops in my head. For the most part, iRacing is a well polished system. Sure, it can be late to the party on some things, and sure, it can have some technical glitches, but iRacing feels pretty well polished. There aren't too many insane glitches or major issues. But for the most part, you're gonna have a solid experience going over the course of a race. And that's what matters. And it really is one of the better racing experiences you can get on the PC. Now, is it worth all the money that you have to invest in it and everything? That's for you to decide. Basically, it's however much you put into it, really. Are you gonna put in the time? Yes? Then enjoy, and it's worth the investment, I think. If you're just gonna try it a couple times and you're like, screw this, I wanna try something else, then you might look elsewhere. Because iRacing is an investment. iRacing is this idea of, are you going to invest not just time or money, but time as well? Because you're gonna have to invest in races likely before you get to the series you want. So are you willing to make that investment? And some people aren't able to. So for those, I would recommend other titles where you can easily get to the car and track and then maybe find a league in that title. That's what I would say could be a good option. Oh, there's a wreck. Hold on. Lock your brakes, please. Okay, we're up to 10th, I think? We'll take that. Because we made it past for 11th, and now we're 10th. Lapper, stay left, please. Thank you. So, what was I saying? So, in some titles, R Factor 2 or Assetto Corsa, you can easily find a league, maybe to find where you want to race. In iRacing, for the most part, especially these pickup races, you're going to have to invest quite a bit, both money and time. And are you willing to make that investment? If yes, enjoy. If you're not able to, say, busy work schedule, or not having races in your time zone, then you might want to look elsewhere. But for the most part, I think iRacing is a solid option for lots of people. And yeah, so let's see how much time we have in this race. 5 minutes left, so that's about 3 laps. So yeah, iRacing. I'll try doing more content for you guys. I had my recent re-up on my membership, so I might try live streaming a championship series. That could be fun. I would like to hear your thoughts. Would you like to see me stream a championship series? Let us know in the comments. And yeah, iRacing, I don't have too many hard feelings about it. It's a title I enjoy, but sometimes I just find my attention taken elsewhere. I think, to be perfectly honest, iRacing isn't the best in terms of physics. I think other titles really do physics better. R Factor 2, my personal favorite in terms of physics. Assetto Corsa kind of has more cars that I want to drive, and sometimes iRacing, in my opinion, feels a little too expensive. But in terms of online racing, just jumping into a race and racing, when the crazies filter out, I think that iRacing can be second to none in terms of online pickup racing quality. And that is something I love. Back about 6 years ago, I did like 300 races in iRacing in 1 year. I would race C-Fix trucks until like 2 a.m. and my parents would just get royally pissed off at me. But it was fun. And yeah, that's the thing I love about iRacing. You can just race pickup events and have a good time. So, let's get your opinions in the comments. What do you think of iRacing? What do you think they're doing right? What do you think they need to work on? Because that's just about as good as what you think they are getting right. So I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments. And if you want to add me in iRacing, my name is William D. Marsh. I know I also have a William Marsh profile. That was an old trial I tried, and I never got back into it. But I have William D. Marsh. That D is very important. But yeah, you can add me on iRacing. And yeah, so if you want to do that, feel free to. I think we're going to have 1, maybe 2 laps left. And we'll see if we can fend off this guy. Oh, actually, no, it's a lapper, so I think we're pretty good. I don't think we can get up to 9th, but I was saying I'd like it to see if we can get a top 10. Looks like we're going to get a top 10. So I'm happy with that. Except I think my incident count is going to suffer a bit. But yeah, so what are your thoughts on iRacing? Is it one of your favorite sims? Let us know in the comments. If you prefer a different sim, you can feel free to let us know too. But yeah, iRacing. It's good to be back in this sim. And I think I'll try running it more for you guys later on. But for now, whoa, little oversteer there. Now we'll finish off this race. And yeah, this is a fun race. I mean, I wish that I didn't have that incident in the first lap. That was a bit of a freak accident though. It felt like he came down on me. I was on the inside. I was basically on the grass, like on the edge, I think. He just came down. I didn't really have much I could do. I'll likely overlay a replay. So I'll try overlaying the replay after this, and we can take a look. So it could have been me at fault. I did push the issue in the S's, which isn't exactly the greatest place to pass. So it could be possibly me. And if I did, I'm sorry. But yeah, I was trying to do what I could. It was just crazy. It's lap 1 shenanigans. It's iRacing. It's life. But yeah, so also random question. If I did a racing championship in iRacing, what would you think about it? Would you like to see me do an online racing championship? And would you take part? What series would you like to see me set up? What tracks would you like? Let us know in the comments. So this should be coming to the white flag, I think? Nope. So we have 2 laps to go. But yeah, this car is a fun car. I think it's one of the underrated gems of iRacing, especially since it is a free car. It is a challenge though, because you have to blip on the downshift for this car. You absolutely have to, or else it's not going to shift down. So I guess the pedal cam's showing good work. But yeah, so I don't think we need a relative screen right now. So you can see me blipping the throttle for each downshift. And it's working out all right. This car, it's interesting because it has a lot of torque, which can make it really prone to understeer, honestly. I don't have much in the way of oversteer in this car. I have more in understeer, which is interesting. It's an interesting beast, but you get a good feel through the force feedback, I think. But yeah, we're almost finished with this race. We should be getting the white flag this time by. So take a look at the flagman to the left. He should be waving the white. Yes, he is. All right. Also, you can look at the top left and see the flag indicator. But yeah, Watkins Glen with this car. Fun combo. And it should be going on for about 4 more days. I think Watkins Glen, is it a free track now? I don't think so. But if you are a US road course fan, you'd be kind of brain dead not to own it. Watkins Glen is such a fun track. And if you're in iRacing for any length of time, it's a track that is essentially a must-have. So yeah, try out this race. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, let me know your thoughts on iRacing, on my thoughts. Maybe you think I'm full of crap. Feel free to let me know in the comments too. But yeah, so this is a fun race. And I know iRacing has its quirks, but the racing is fun. That's what matters, right? That's what we're here for. To race wheel to wheel against people. And sure, I could have gotten a better result if I didn't get that wreck, but we're okay. We're alright. We survived. We got 10th. That's kind of a win in my book. I've been away for iRacing for a while. But we finished in the top half of the field, I think. Let's see. We had how many? 24 cars enter. We finished in the top 10. I'll take that home. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. This was a blast, a lot of fun. Thank you for taking this trip with me. And yeah, for the Sim Racing Paddock, I'm William Marsh, and you have a great rest of your day.